Yeah, pass me the rock so I can shoot this three. But I look over on the wing and I see EB. CB the bully in the paint, hanging with them trees. And D cutting to the rim, Mr. Three-Man weed. Yeah, they talk a lot of smack, but they don't get no tease. There's not a topic off limits, there ain't no referees. It don't matter the sport, it don't matter the court, it don't matter the field. Things are gonna get real. They gon' hit it off the tee, straight from hole 18. It could be a par 5, still gon' land on green. Got a mean slap shot to make a goalie freeze. Coming like the avalanche from the 303. Time to lace up the cleats so you won't get beat. I just told the quarterback that it's time to go deep. We got EB, CB, DaBully and D. Get your popcorn ready, cause it's the three-man weed. Yeah, hey, it's the three-man weed. Get your popcorn ready, cause it's the three-man weed. Yeah, hey, the three-man weed.
What a week. Welcome to the Three-Man Weave. I am EB, the owner, operator, creator of In My Bag Apparel. All this clothing you see around me, done right here by yours truly. And with me on this two-man game episode is the barber extraordinaire, the head man in charge of Bully's Cuts and Styles, CB the Bully. What's happening, homie?
Bully, another day. A lot to get to today.
So much.
Yes, sir.
Let's just jump into free agency things. We'll talk about some stuff. You let me know if you want to stop and get into a couple of things. I'm not in any particular order. This shit's been all over the place all day, so let's just get into the shit, huh?
Yeah, man. Can I say the most shocking to me so far?
Yeah. Did you see that?
See what?
It looked like D was about to pop up on the camera.
Stop it.
Oh, something just keeps happening on my computer. Never mind, go ahead.
Stop it. Yo, the KCP, bro. KCP to Orlando.
Yeah.
He wants some nice weather around him, bro. He's sick of all the seasons out here in Denver, Colorado.
I was trying to figure out what was his thought process, because I saw that because he got 3 years, $30 million.
Yes.
He got a similar offer from the Nuggets. He could have I heard all day a $12 million offer or something like that. The Nuggets could match. So the fact that he goes to Orlando, and I was talking on social media about it earlier, and I said just that. I was like, this works out for the young core in Orlando. Great piece for them, but I thought KCP should be in a place where he's competing for championships.
That's a fact. He's competed. He's got two of them things close in the years that he won. Just like you, I was trying to figure out his thought process of why. Maybe more of a role. And like I said, bro, that Orlando weather could be intriguing.
Well, and
later in his career. And
what I was going to say is that a person responded to me and was like, well, he's won 2 championships. He needs to get paid before it's too late. He is 31. So it could just be. And that didn't make sense either, because if it's a money move, he could have made that same money in Denver. So I guess just Orlando's the draw, and they still have another $30 million where they can make a couple more moves.
Maybe that's another reason why I was enticing to Contavious.
Possibly. I know there's a couple teams working on trying to get him and another player. We'll get into that as we go.
Yeah, see, he was probably told that it's almost a bet that they got somebody else coming. He wanted more of a veteran presence. He might get the ball more in his hands. It's a nice young dog-like team over in Orlando, and it's a nice little piece for them, but it looks scary for Denver a little more now.
Yeah, and I saw a couple other things with Denver, like Jamal Murray hadn't signed his extension yet. I know there was an offer on the table. Aaron Gordon's supposed to be up for an extension soon. There's a lot of these pieces, a lot more pieces in Denver that could be moving than I even thought about.
Yeah, man. Some pieces coming back. Shoot, we'll see.
Let's get to the Warriors a little bit. There's going to be more of a bunch of teams. A weird kind of situation to me happened today where the Bulls offered Zach LaVine for Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins. and the Warriors said no, and then just waived Chris Paul.
So it might be some kind of other deal they got going on.
But Chris Paul ends up with the Spurs. He's agreed to a deal, 1-year deal with them for around $11 million.
Interesting. We spoke on that, man. We thought that'd be a great piece for Wemby to have around him and help him develop, like we've seen CP do time and time again when it comes to bigs. He helps them develop.
Yeah, and like since he got waived, the Spurs emerged right away as like a front runner for him. There was talk of him going back to the Clippers, maybe landing with the Lakers, but ultimately he takes this 1-year deal to just throw it in the air to Wemby, basically. Good for him.
Nice. It'd be nice for Wemby as long as he doesn't take any steps back after this year is over, as we've seen done with the DeAndre Aidens of the world. It'll be nice for Wemby.
DeAndre Aidens is a different story.
It's gonna be nice for CP too, man. He might be back in that starting position, you know.
Yeah, but again, that's in my thought process would have been he should be looking for a ring somewhere, and that's quite some time off for the Spurs. Again, it's good for the young people, but it doesn't. What does it do for ball?
On how passionate he was about winning the ring on the latest episodes of Clipped, you would think he'd want to go to more of a contender.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago, though. Like there was maybe he just wants to play.
Right. So if that part of the show Clipped is real, then why the hell is he just doing shit like this? We don't know. Might be just a money grab.
It show's interesting. One quick one here: Nicholas Batum will not be returning to Philly. There was talk of him retiring, but he said on something I watched recently that he'll be coming back for next year. The Clippers are working on a trade for Russell Westbrook. As of right now, it looks like Denver could be emerging as strong suitors for him.
Very interesting. I know how much he loves LA. And I thought for sure the Clippers were going to be bringing him back for this new arena stint. It's crazy, man. I feel like Paul George wanted out just because of all the heads that are over there, too. And the last straw was James Harden that has the ball, knowing that Paul George likes the ball, too. But Russell Westbrook leaving, too, it's kind of crazy.
Well, they brought back James Harden, but there's some other moves. They brought in some more wing players that we'll get to, too, that, like, made it more and more obvious that Paul George will not be returning. And they even went so far as to announce that Paul George's next contract will be with another team. But
about that.
Luke Cornett is returning to the defending champion Boston Celtics on a 1-year deal. Max Christie gets a 4-year, $32 million deal to stay with the Lakers.
It's about time they let some kids enhance, let them sprout a little bit.
Yeah, they saw some promise in them, so they paid them on a developmental deal, especially with and we'll talk about a little more of this too, with LeBron being willing to take a pay cut to bring in some help.
That's a beautiful thing, man. We didn't
that you're developing, not a bad idea.
One thing we did not see coming.
Yeah, we even talked about it. I was definitely saying it was not going to happen. Kevin Porter Jr. signs a 2-year deal with the Clippers. That's another move there. You bring in another guard. I won't get into his legal issues and things like that, but that's another person that will probably have the ball in their hands at some point if they're expecting him to play.
He didn't play last season at all. He didn't play last season at all.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just know he's got some things he's battling.
Absolutely.
Kevin Love back with Miami on a Udonis Haslem deal. DeJounte Murray gets traded to the Pelicans.
I like it. I like that.
They're also working on, looks like Brandon Ingram's the odd man out in New Orleans. And the Kings are looking to trade for him, which I think is a nice look offensively. At least gives him another score, like a bucket, but it does nothing for him defensively.
Right. Damn, they might have to get rid of a Herder or a Harrison Barnes or something, huh?
Well, Harrison Barnes will give you more defense, though, so you got to be careful with that.
I like that I like that trade for Trae Young too, man. I feel like he hasn't been himself since Murray went over there. He's got another person. He's another person to throw some lobs to, and Larry Nance Jr. Larry's jump shots come a long way since he's been with New Orleans as well. We'll see what happens. I think New Orleans got a little tougher though.
Yeah, they definitely got a little better. Obi Toppin got a 4-year deal to stay with the Pacers.
Respect. He deserved it.
Hartenstein, this is one of the bigger, smaller ones. It's looking more and more unlikely that he'll return to the Knicks, and I thought that would have been huge for them next year. He's been linked to mostly just the Thunder. I guess he's expected to speak with the Thunder and the Pistons. With the LeBron taking a discount thing, he said for an impact player, maybe a big. And I know Jonas Valanciunas was one of those focuses, but he got a 3-year deal with the Wizards. I think Hartenstein would be a great look for the Lakers. You put Hartenstein either in the starting lineup with AD or to back him up, especially like if AD has to miss some games. Hartenstein filled in great for Mitchell Robinson and for Julius Randle last year. It could be a decent look for the Lakers if it's not too expensive with that LeBron pay cut.
Most definitely. I'd like to see that, man.
It looks like DeMar DeRozan's waiting to decide what he's going to do till after this Paul George chip falls. So we're still waiting on him. Paul George is going to meet with the 76ers, the Magic.
Shit.
That's it right now. He already met the Clippers, and like I said, the Clippers said that he will not be back.
Yo, that Magic shit get way more interesting just now.
Philly's in the lead for Paul George, as they're saying right now.
I'm sure they are.
They brought back, not like directly back, but Andre Drummond signs to return to Philly.
To Philly?
To Philly.
Wow, okay. Very nice. Rebounding fucking monster right there.
Just hopefully nobody gets in his way on the oop.
Teammates included.
Everybody. Referee. Pistons, Jazz, Spurs, Mavericks, all interested in Tobias Harris. We talked a little bit about him on a newer role, maybe going back to Detroit where it all began. What do you think about some of those names? Spurs is interesting now, especially with Chris Paul. Dallas, I think, is a great look for Tobias Harris. Especially
and Dallas.
Getting rid of a Tim Hardaway that wasn't Tim Hardaway anymore. That could be a good move as well.
I think I like that move the most. I
Dallas?
can see that Spurs. Yeah, Dallas. I can see that Spurs one coming more to fruition than Dallas. So
Dallas is interesting too because with the Warriors trying to help, like do a kind of a sign and trade deal with Klay Thompson. The Clippers, Mavericks, maybe not so much the Clippers now, but Mavericks, 76ers, Lakers all in the mix for Klay Thompson, who's also said he'd be willing to take a pay cut to go to one of those LA teams. But the Mavericks are also the front runner for Klay Thompson as of right now.
Yep. You get to the finals, man. You got some people that want to get you a little closer to that. I can see Klay over there. That might be the best option for him. It's a lesser role than he's ever had before. Spot up and shoot in the corner. Try to sit his ass down a little more on defense.
Yeah. Another trade that the Warriors declined in this whole thing was one that would have sent Wiggins, Kuminga, Moody, and a first-round pick to the Clippers for Paul George.
It's a lot of pieces to get rid of to just get Paul George.
That's fair. Especially like with Moody and Kuminga having to have both.
And Kuminga. Yeah, those are hustling players right there. Magic, man. Kuminga's coming into his own, averaging 20 and 10. Like, nah.
Yeah, if he can make another step next year, it'll be big for them, especially depending on what they add up there.
For sure.
Let's see. Golden State is shifting focus to Zach LaVine and maybe Brandon Ingram. Those are kind of two of the players they're looking at right now. Talk about LeBron being willing to take a pay cut for an impact player, a big. Najee Marshall signs a 3-year deal with Dallas as well with some more shooting. He shot pretty well last year. Plays good defense as well. Lakers are also eyeing a trade that would bring Brook Lopez in, as well as our back, I guess. I forgot he was there. Remember that?
Yeah, he was there.
I like it. And they're also talking to Portland about Jeremy Grant.
I like it. Length. Like we spoke about probably 2 podcasts ago, something that really helped us was having at least 3 bigs and AD.
Right.
You know, and then a solid point guard when LeBron's out of the game. That'll get us closer to feeling comfortable about the postseason a little more.
James Harden is back with the Clippers on a 2-year, $70 million deal. Mavericks this is what I was kind of talking about. Mavericks were exploring a way to sign Klay Thompson and keep Derrick Jones Jr. That unfortunately won't work out because Derrick Jones Jr. signed a 3-year deal with the Clippers.
Wow. Interesting. Hopefully he doesn't hold in the playoffs.
He got the same deal essentially that KCP got.
Yeah. Now I gotta talk shit about you, Derek.
Kelly Oubre signed a 2-year deal to stay with the 76ers.
Fuck with Oubre.
I fuck with Oubre too. Especially last year. He stepped up on defense a little bit. And then, this is probably the most obvious of things that has led to nothing so far, is the Brooklyn Nets are shopping Ben Simmons. We talked about a couple shows ago, like it's an expiring contract, I guess. It has some value, but do you see anywhere that Ben Simmons could go to resurrect or get the best out of him? Could he fit a need for any team in the league?
I feel like Ben Simmons could be an impact player, but he doesn't want it.
Where?
It's crazy because you got to prove it in this little small market you got right here. Like, how many games has he played for Brooklyn? Did you see his?
Some would say 0.
See his 2K rating go from like 84 to like 62.
Drop like
Shaq tweeted it should be lower.
It probably should.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe
he's still too good on 2K24. Like, he's too good still.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, you can tell it's a video game when you use Ben Simmons.
I could see he's got to go somewhere that's ass and do something. Like the Pistons having that shitty record last year. Maybe if they have a better record, then it's a little resurrected record.
But where do you put them? Because they have like Jalen Duren at the center. You got Cade Cunningham, who just got an extension at the point, and they need shooting. Ben Simmons does not offer that.
Oh man, you're gonna have to send his ass to Orlando to try to play like Aaron Gordon back in the day or something.
Orlando needs shooting too, and they got a ball handler. Now they got KCP to fill the 3-and-D role. Like I was asking you because I was thinking about this earlier. I can't really think of a place that Ben Simmons could fit a role. He'd be like a small ball 5 that clogs up the paint.
Yeah, they don't want him to bring him up or anything anymore.
They're just gonna give him shots, and that's just gonna kill his confidence even more. Shooting wide open air balls, for 30 minutes a game.
Yeah,
don't go that long. Like
he's just gonna be playing on the Australia team here soon.
Can you think of another fault? He's not on the team. I saw the roster. He's not on that team. You know who is on that team? Matthew Dellavedova.
Type shit.
Still on that squad. Just like I saw, like Rudy Fernandez is still playing for Spain. Like there's some older dudes who are still hooping. Like Batum's still playing for France.
What do we know about Steven Adams?
I haven't heard anything. I mean, he's been injured the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
No, you got
about Memphis. There could be some players going to Memphis.
Yeah, that's a great possibility. Can you think of like another, like just drastic fall off like this from Ben Simmons? Another player that kind of fell off like this?
Another player that fell off like Ben Simmons? No, this is
and not necessarily like like there's Greg Oden you can go with, or
there's injuries and everything like that. But
the closest one I could think of was well, there's a couple of them because of the style change in the league, and they kind of just their game couldn't last in the NBA. So, like Roy Hibbert,
I almost think of Markel Fultz, but he's kind of resurrected his game.
Really, he's even getting a shot now. And then another player I thought of with that same thing, where they kind of their game didn't last in the league, was Kenneth Faried,
For sure.
the manimal. But one like super huge fall off I thought about was your boy Andrew Bynum.
Because he was one of those reasons we got that championship. Black Mamba brought something out of that man for that season, for that run.
And then remember when he went to Philly and started doing weird shit?
Crazy shit. The hair thing.
Yeah.
The hair was getting crazy.
Black Beatles hair.
But they said his knees were just destined to fucking fail on him too.
Only a
Fall
couple
off, maybe. I mean, Lamar Odom's fall off was kind of crazy.
Lamar Odom had like a decade and a half long career.
True. But
His
once
man
he
got a
went to
ring.
Dallas, he was shook.
Well, yeah, he had a lot going. That Kardashian curse is a motherfucker, man.
True. They was probably spiking that fool's punch.
Man. Only a couple other things, really. JB Bickerstaff was announced as a new Pistons coach. He was just fired by the Cavaliers after getting them to the playoffs and almost getting like 7 games with 2 or 3 of their best players missing. But he got fired for that. Got a new job. Good for him. And Bronny James is rumored to be wearing number 9 as an homage to Juice WRLD. So my question to you is, how much am I missing by not knowing shit about Juice WRLD?
I've gone back and listened to a little bit of his things. He's an artist, if you will. He's different. He knows how to reach out to his fans, though, I believe, and you're not missing much, I'd have to say. I thought it was more of an homage to the 6 upside down as a 9. You know, that would have been cooler, but what's cool to us, you know what I'm saying?
All right, who cares?
A whole different breed out here now, dog.
For sure.
But it's cool to see that the music's still influencing the young kids like it did to us back in the day. It's a different style, but whatever floats your boat.
I was just seeing if there's any more Klay Thompson stuff. It just popped up. Nope. He's supposed to have discussions still with the Mavericks, Lakers, Clippers, and Sixers.
Don't sleep on that, man. He might be a Laker, brother.
I'm cool with that. The second that free agency started, LeBron James was on the phone.
Yeah.
He called Klay Thompson immediately. I saw that earlier.
What you want to do? Play where your daddy plays? Have a chance to run some shit back? Maybe go against the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals? What you trying to do?
Did it even get that deep, or did Bron just go, come on?
It's about damn time.
Just come on. Please. Come on.
I hope that sparks a fire under his ass, too, to just come back at the team that wrongfully got rid of him.
Is it wrong?
No, it's not, but you gotta carry that chip on your shoulder when you play them motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so.
I want to see him get chippy with Draymond. I want to see that interaction.
I hope he don't throw up any more 4s if he's a Laker.
If he throws it up to Draymond, I think it'd be the funniest thing possible.
They would both laugh.
Yeah, and as they're getting ejected.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Steve Kerr's patting people on the back laughing too.
He might get ejected too. On to the W. Mercury Fever played today in the first meeting of Diana Taurasi and Caitlin Clark.
Heard Fever came back on that ass.
Yeah, they were like 15 down. It was a good game. Caitlin Clark was an assist away, or was it assist? It was a rebound away from the first rookie triple-double. Fever get the win, though, 88-82. Caitlin Clark scored or assisted on half of those 88 points.
Fire. What do you think? How you like her game as it transitions to this league?
I told you we weren't going to talk about them when the team was ass and they kept losing and all this shit. They've been playing better. She's been playing better. Like it's been about basketball for the most part, except for extra little shit here and there that you still have to hear inevitably. Just like today with all the stuff about what Taurasi said before the season, how they greeted each other before the game, all these kinds of things. Like,
What was the greeting like? I didn't hear about that.
it was great. It was cordial. They hugged, and it was good. I will say, to see Caitlin Clark smiling throughout the game, even when they didn't have the lead, because that was the first time she really felt like a vet or anybody has reached out and welcomed her. You know what I mean? So you could see that translate on the court, and it was a good sight to see. But at the end of it, it was a fever comeback. They beat the GOAT, Diana Taurasi. Brittany Griner had a good game as well.
I like that, man, because I felt like it was too much of that huffing and puffing when it came to Caitlin Clark playing with her teammates. But I like to know that I like to know that she's starting to switch that around and just be a ball player. But yeah, that comes with the veterans, you know, putting her at ease a little bit. But Diana probably should have waited till after the game for that shit. Fuck that. She felt too good out there, obviously.
I mean, it didn't start off that way. I mean, with a 15-point deficit, but
right. What about your girl? What about your girl Angel Reese? 10
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring it up because it came in a loss, but yeah, it's a WNBA record, most consecutive WNBA record.
Give the flowers.
She's also now leading the WNBA in rebounds, just slightly over Asia Wilson.
Fire! I love that outlet pass that she caught in traffic and finished with the ease. I love seeing shit like that.
Yeah, but like she got the. It was like the end of the game. They were already losing. She got the double-double off a free throw after she missed the first one. So, like, it wasn't like... She got it. It was cool.
Flowers.
Liberty overcome a 16-point deficit against the Dream to win that game. Stewie reaches 5,000 points, becomes the fastest player to do so.
Basketball Hall of Famer.
No doubt. Do you have any UFC? You catch 303? You got that on there?
UFC 303 was this weekend, and it did not fail to show out. I did think MVP was going to win. He ended up taking a loss in the unanimous decision at the end. I do got to talk about the Dan Ige and Diego Lopez fight. It was supposed to be Brian Ortega and Diego Lopez. Brian Ortega ended up with an illness. You could see it from when he was doing the weigh-ins. He just looked out of shape. He just
like
did not. Huh?
It was like the flu or something?
Yeah, he had a temperature of 103. He didn't look good at the weigh-ins, but he's a dog, man. I think he was going to try to give it a go, but that temperature was not coming down at all, man. So Dan Ige stepped in with 4 hours left till fight time. They hit him up and said, "Do you want to fight on 303?" One of the biggest cards of the year, one on fight week. You know what I'm saying? Right. National Fight Week. It's crazy. It was dope to see Danny step in, and he gave a hell of a fight. He didn't win, but he did win that third round. The man is a monster. I got to give him props for that. And of course, Alex Pieta.
Man.
The fucking Aztec warrior strikes again. Stone hands, stone feet, stone toes.
Called his shot, too.
Slapped this man across the face.
He's in the corner.
Called his shot.
I'm going to catch him with a high kick. He set it to the corner. I'm going to catch him with a high kick.
Type shit. He knew that switch kick was so fast. For a man that's 6'5" or taller,
right?
Switch kick is the fastest I've ever seen, bro. Like, I watched it in real time so many times, and I still can't believe how fast he got that fucking leg up there. Against a man that's 6'4" or taller, too.
You see he's talking about moving up to heavyweight and taking that, too?
He's been saying that for the last 2 fights now.
But.
And we know who holds that championship.
That is my butt right there.
It's if that happens, John Jones is gonna do a lot of wrestling, a lot of kicking through the knee. He likes to kick through the knee.
He's gonna end this crusade. He's gonna win that fight.
Absolutely. It's crazy. Alex Pieta is a fucking dog, bro. I can't believe it. He goes up to heavyweight. That'll be legit. Yeah. 303 was one for the books, man.
Yeah. All right. It's the weekly WWE update. Man. WWE too. So Raw was in Indianapolis. Drew McIntyre kicked off that show with a fiery promo about CM Punk, then announces he's entering the Money in the Bank match. Looks like this will just turn out to be one more chance for CM Punk to screw over Drew McIntyre before they ultimately just end up meeting at SummerSlam. Is what I think's going to happen. Braun Breaker showed up, broke some more people. He ultimately got his, he gets an Intercontinental title shot at Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank. I think we're going to see Braun Breaker's first major WWE title.
Legit.
Liv Morgan has been in this whole little entanglement with Dominic Mysterio. Remember Judgment Day, and this week she convinced R-Truth while Miz was on commentary with Michael Cole to give the Judgment Day a tag team title shot, which she interfered in that match later on. And Finn Balor and JD McDonough are now tag team champions.
I wish Dominic Mysterio was cooler.
You know what?
Knowing who his daddy is, I wish he was cooler.
if you listen to what his dad says, though, like outside of the ring and like kind of breaking character or whatever, what Dominic is doing, down to the mullet and mustache,
Eddie Guerrero,
straight up Eddie, and he's doing it, and he's. Have you heard the reactions from the crowd, whether someone it or not? The reactions that he gets as a heel,
it's that
Eddie.
It's that for sure.
And like for us to actually get to grow up watching Eddie Guerrero, like both of our favorite wrestlers, if you look at it like that, Dominic's doing a hell of a job in 4 years in the WWE.
Yeah, you gotta do some steroids to look like Eddie though.
Yeah.
Eddie was a monster ass man.
Hell yeah. And then later on, after feeling he was one up the week earlier, Seth Rollins interrupts a promo from another member of the Judgment Day, world champion Damian Priest. The segment basically just, they just threw some jabs back and forth, but it ended with with Damian Priest accepting the challenge from Seth Rollins for the stipulations for their match at Money in the Bank, which is if Seth Rollins loses this title match, he cannot compete for the championship at all while Damian Priest is champ. And if Seth Rollins is able to win, Damian Priest must leave the Judgment Day.
Damn.
Damian accepted, saying that the Judgment Day needs him more than he needs them. So that has been accepted. Also, just during one of the Money in the Bank qualifying matches, Tyrese Halliburton, he was at ringside with Logan Paul on FaceTime. So there's a little friendship, I guess, between those two. You fast forward that to SmackDown, which is held at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. New Blood, as I call them, the newer version of the Bloodline with Solo Sikoa and the boys show up without Jacob Fatu. But before they can make their full entrance, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes all came out ready to fight. Got what they were looking for. Security had to come out to separate everybody. Orton, Rhodes, and Owens end up getting kicked out of the arena for the night. Later on, Tiffany Stratton steals a win against Jade Cargill and Candice LeRae to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank after Nia Jax and LeRae's partner Indy Hartwell interfered. Since they were in New York and we had Tyrese Halliburton in Indianapolis ringside, coincidentally, at the Mecca, Jalen Brunson was ringside. He daps up LA Knight before his qualifying match that included Logan Paul, who brought Tyrese Halliburton into the Garden to have him ringside after they beat the Knicks in the series this year. And also Santos Escobar was in the match. Halliburton pulled some shady tricks, grabbed the brass knucks to help Logan Paul steal this win. Didn't end up working to get him the W. LA Knight reverses a roll-up from Paul to win the match. After the match, though, Halliburton gets in the ring with the Knucks, and they start to surround LA Knight, him and Logan Paul, to get the advantage. But here comes little Jalen Brunson, and I know he felt good about how he hopped the railing, because when you get that one leg over the other, just that real quick smooth hop, he got it smooth over, dog. I know he felt good about that. Like inside, he had to be beaming with how smooth he got over that guardrail, like he had done.
He was looking at that guardrail all the way up until that moment.
But he looked like he done that shit before. He didn't break character. He did his fucking thing. But he comes with a steel chair. Standoff ends up going in their favor. Tyrese gets booed out of Madison Square Garden along with Logan Paul. It was kind of cool. It kind of was reminiscent of the shirt you have on there. When you got Rodman and Karl Malone in the old NWO days.
The best wrestler to play in the NBA.
So, like, I'm hoping, like, eventually these guys end up actually getting in the ring. I just think it'd be cool. I don't know if they'd be good, but I just think it'd be cool to see.
Jalen Brunson's finishing move. I can see him doing a frog splash.
I think he uses his head. It'd be some big ass headbutt.
Chris Benoit.
Oh, like the bad
headbutt.
Yeah.
That'd be good. They talk about him having a big ass head on his podcast all the time.
Call it Mega Mind.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I think.
The brain.
There you go. And then later on, they had a bloodline acknowledgement ceremony where Tama Tonga, Loa, and Jacob Fatu, who Solo Sikoa was lying about him not being there, ended up showing up. They all acknowledged Solo Sikoa as their tribal chief. After that was done, it was then Paul Heyman's turn to do so. And after some hesitation, he told Solo Sikoa that he loves him, that he is not his tribal chief. That was met with a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa and the rest of New Blood, putting Paul Heyman through the announce table.
Damn. Was he okay?
I don't know. Yeah, he's fine. But like,
they put extra cushion under the table this time.
I don't know, but like, it was a sight to see having Paul Heyman hoisted in the fucking air for that triple powerbomb. But I want to give Paul Heyman so much fucking credit because one, how he's carried this whole story throughout the last 4 years with Roman Reigns, without Roman Reigns. The fact that I think he's 58 years old, and to really sell this on SmackDown. The night before, Paul Heyman didn't sleep. If you look at some of the stuff from Friday night, how bloodshot and fucked up his eyes were and how tired he looked, he stayed awake all night to play this off and play this character off and really sell this. And then to just agree to be being put through a table. Like, Paul Heyman, the MVP of the Bloodline story, if you ask me.
Most definitely, man. He's definitely helping to resurrect the WWE.
And I think this is going to lead to a Bloodline Civil War. With this new blood, I think Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso return soon. They get Jay back in the fray, and then that leads to possibly needing one more person. That could be anywhere from The Rock to Sami Zayn to help out the Bloodline when they return as the baby faces. All sorts of directions this can go now. Do they add another new member? There's plenty of them out there. There could be somebody else that hasn't joined the Bloodline yet. You know what I mean? I think there's another one in the developmental center. So like they could just be adding. And I saw this thing that if you look at the guys in the Bloodline now, there's like from The Rock down to Solo Sikoa, there's like 17 kids. So the Bloodlines just can continue for like 3-4 more generations. See how many of them start wrestling.
I'm sure they all have hit a wrestling mat for sure.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, that's all I really got for WWE, man. The things just keep being dope in WWE. I feel bad that I haven't kept up on AEW like I was in first, but the way WWE is doing their thing right now is it's pretty fucking dope. It's entertaining.
I like seeing wrestlers come from the AEW to the WWE too. They kind of work together a little bit, it seems like. No,
not those two.
No, they don't fuck with each other? Cody Rhodes was like the owner of AEW at one time.
And then he gave up his share and all of that and left AEW and went back to WWE.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they do work with other promotions like TNA, and I think TNA works with WWE now, but like New Japan works with AEW and a couple other promotions, but AEW and WWE do not work together.
That's wild.
Bully of the week.
I'm gonna have to give it to Dan Eage. You take a fight on 4-hour notice, and you give up a fight. You wasn't even training for this dude. I'd love to see him with a full training camp. Dan Eage, Bully of the week, followed by Alex Pieta. Most definitely.
Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton. Just for getting out there, getting in the ring. It was a nice little throwback. It was cool to see. Dalton Connect for choosing number 4. So the back of his jersey now says Connect Four.
Fire.
Bully move. And my final bully of the week, I thought you were going to have this one, is the owner of Arizona Tea.
He's a real one. He's a real one indeed. I'm going to go buy a 12-pack.
I'm just saying, like, you obviously know what happened. He came out and explained all his reasonings for never raising the price. And he wouldn't say never, because, it's hard to say in business, but in the foreseeable future, he does not see a price change for Arizona Tea. He's all about the consumer, all about the customer, makes it affordable, still good tea. I still drink it as well. So, like, shout out to him. Like that was
green tea with ginseng, my boy. Can't go wrong. I actually had a client in my chair on Saturday from New York talking about this man and almost coming to tears on how everything else has been coming up in price. But one of my essentials as a kid till now was always in Arizona. Dependable for the people, and it's not filled with all the bullshit.
And we couldn't always find much, but we could find $1.
If we have to agree on a bully of the week, it's that man right there. Shout out Arizona.
I should have got his name.
Most definitely. We'll get it.
Shout out Arizona Tea.
We'll get it. We'll get it next week for sure. He deserves his flowers for that one.
Yes.
Our companies, look out for your people, man. We paying it anyway. Look out for your people.
Absolutely. Shout outs.
Shout out Damian Lillard and Bape. They did a little collab, clothes, hoodies, shorts, and the kicks. Damian Lillard's are ugly shoes, but they are collabing. I like collabs. I like to see what people do and how they switch it up. And also, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. The Killer Bees, the Wu-Tang Dunk is coming back. Nike has announced. Keep your eyes out for that for sure.
Of all the teams we talked about for this free agency whirlwind, did you hear the Milwaukee Bucks?
No.
Did you say the Milwaukee Bucks?
I didn't say anything about Milwaukee.
Only thing we said, even remotely close to the Milwaukee Bucks, was the fact that the Lakers are looking at a Brook Lopez trade.
That's a fact.
What are they doing? Like,
what is Milwaukee doing? They better be doing something.
Philly possibly getting Paul George. Orlando making moves they're making. Some of these teams, the Knicks making the move they make for Mikal Bridges.
I can see Clay going over there too. Also, Paul George.
They haven't even come up with, like, they don't. I don't think they have the money.
They might not. It might just be a build out time for them, man. We'll see what happens. I hope they do something.
They could just be. They were supposedly the second best team to start last year.
Yeah, I need somebody to be Boston, man. I can't let them just rack up titles right now.
I'd say best bet is either Knicks or Philly with Paul George.
We'll see, brother.
I just want to shout out everybody helping make this event a reality, man. I've been able to talk to some really cool people over the week that are giving some insight, that'll be joining in. Shout out Moose's Lemonade, Duke and Truth Barbershop, 84 Fresh as always, man, 24 Black Sheep. All the performers that are going to get down, the food vendors. We still got a couple months out till this thing happens, man, but it's looking like it's going to be live. I'm excited. We'll have some new merch out there. Like I said, my man Aaron's going to be doing the tattoos, live portraits from Mallory Jones, all sorts of shit, man.
Hell yeah. Shout out, man. Big shit popping. Yes, sir. That was the episode. We did it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did. Hell yeah, we did.
A whole bunch to talk about. UFC 300. UFC will be here on the 13th of July. I'm definitely trying to go to that. So, might have to do a little video or something while I'm there, man. But really want to catch that. Thug Rose is supposed to be fine on that card. Should be good, man.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I am CBDA Bully. Back with my brother, Mr. In My Bag, EB. And we are the three-man weave. Throw up your threes.
We the three.
Peace.